did you take a huff of that drug while I wasn't looking? Ain't nothing good that'll come from dulling the public's senses.
I'm pleased you agree. Though, to be clear, it wouldn't have mattered much if you felt differently. Don't we all? Nothing beyond what I already included in my 165-page summary of the incident. Why do you ask? His resignation has been duly received and accepted. Where he goes from here or what he does now is up to him. I expect we won't hear from him anytime soon. On a more positive note, the Department of Predictive Analysis's biennial summits will be far less contentious. Now, wait a moment. I think you forget, we are not the Protectorate. The Order is not interested in punitive justice. Better to repair the harm than inflict further injury, at any rate. Wiley has elected to punish himself. With time, there is a high chance he'll arrive at a new equilibrium in his life. Plan willing? But let's move on to other topics, please. All this fractious talk is giving me a stomachache and... oh, I just got rid of the last one.
Lift access is currently restricted. Keep moving.
Agent, over here. Ah, there you are. I was informed by Gertie you've agreed to help us reconvene negotiations. With your aid, Auntie's Choice and the Order will soon be rivals no longer. Just think of all we can accomplish if our two sides reject fractiousness and combine our efforts. Remember, seek out ways to help both sides. Engender trust. Gertie and I will let you know when it's time to move forward. In the meantime, I might recommend you work on honing your oratory skills. Our presiding bishop and Auntie Cleo can be challenging to debate with.
The Chamber of Conflict Evaluation and Strategic Planning is currently off limits to non-essential Order personnel. You have a very non-scholarly look about you.
Can't talk. Calculating an inverse complex sine function in my head.
Outsider?
Hello, stranger. Mercenary. Pleased to make your acquaintance. Any undue rage you note in my tone is not at all related to the recent coup in my beloved protectorate. I do so dearly love residing in a nest of traitors, waiting for them to capitulate, unable to aid my fellows at home. It is truly a wonderful feeling. I cannot leave. My sovereign-given task is to bring the Order back into the Protectorate fold. But now it seems as if I must also bring the Protectorate into its own fold. One deed at a time, Philo. I am not just anyone. The duty of a liaison is of the utmost importance, requiring due diligence and delicacy. Though I suppose it a mite strange that this task fell to me, as I'd urge the vehement tanning of any wayward body bent on disrespecting the Protectorate, which would now include the Protectorate at large. Madness, slandering my beloved sovereign, following that feckless consul, makes my blood boil. I fear it is not so simple. Though many within the Protectorate still trusted their leaders, a growing minority had begun to question their sovereign. They argued the losses we've suffered would not have happened if he could truly lead, that his father would not have allowed this to happen. Pah! Anyone who didn't side with the sovereign will pay, sooner or later. You may count on it. Hate is an inaccurate phrase. I find them arrogant and exasperating. Without the Protectorate, this little organization would have no holdings to squat in. I am here because the Sovereign has tasked me with bringing these wayward, pretentious toddlers back into the Protectorate fold. Unfortunately, my time here has taught me that only mass death has the power to change the local hearts and minds. Perhaps enough will be alive to save afterwards. I've proudly served the Protectorate my whole life. Now look at it. Traitors from without, traitors from within. It's enough to make an old man despair. That consul, I never trusted that miserable bastard. His betrayal is so galling, I'd almost care to join the armed forces to bring him to justice myself. But my hands quaver with age, and the Sovereign has tasked me with my own duty. I must see it to completion before all else. Listen, you. The Protectorate does not do delegation. The Protectorate has a will that must be upheld. My presence here is a display of more faith than these fools deserve. Niceties are irrelevant, and likely detrimental to the task at hand. I am here to make the Order see the error of their ways. All other particulates are frivolous.
No admittance without the Artificer Laureate's permission.
Please direct any inquiries to the Artificer Laureate.
Think thrice before rabble-rousing.
How about your hypothesis about the flowers here?
Exposing them to melodic sound waves.
Do your own research.
Don't bother conversating unless you're prepared to cite your sources.
Huh. This is prime real estate, and it's sitting abandoned. Reckon it even occurred to the Order that they could board the folk at Matriarch's Mercy here?
Once we reassume control and cleanse the archive of its conflicting calculations, we can once again set it to the worthy task of solving the universal equation.
Now do carry on. And as always, anticipate
And now, additional data and/or music determined to facilitate cognition. Warning, the following song mentions some actions that are...
Happy to chat for 0.7 seconds. Oh, time's up. Bye.
Commander, I'm glad you're just as keen on aligning with Auntie as I am. It's the right choice. What you see is what you get. I suspect the Order would have given you the runaround on a deal. They're nice enough folk, reasonable or like, but they ain't equipped to rule. You saw how they could barely manage a refugee camp, let alone hold the archive. Sure, the folk here don't seem to trust Auntie's choice. But give it time. They'll see the difference between freedom and complete domination soon enough. Just as Tausetti did. Would it really? She's a natural leader, decisive. She ain't gonna consult an abacus, 12 charts, and 3 hangers-on before making a move. Listen, normally I'd take issue with one person playing Kingmaker. That is to say, you, and especially the Earth Directorate. But time's too short, and the stakes are too high for tribalism. There'll be enough time for that later. For now, we need to ally with someone who can defeat the Protectorate and close the rifts. So whatever you decide, I'll support you. We should move on, unless you got something for me?
Every day treating the same strains and abrasions. My tenure for a multifactorial disorder. The operating theater is not conducting viewing dissections at this time. That is not an invitation to return to your study and perform exploratory surgery on yourself or a willing volunteer, just to be clear. Not as concerning as some of the scenes I have been called to in the middle of the night. I assure you, the warning is justified. But I trust you are here for a reason other than to discuss scalpel-happy novices. Obviously. Do you think we drink unfiltered snow melt? I'm quite sure I have no knowledge of what you're talking about. I don't care. Is there anything else I can assist you with?
Smart researchers patronize the Scientician surplus. Quality goods at algorithmically determined prices.
Welcome to the Scientician surplus. I am the Scientician in question. Any inquiries about the stock may be directed to me. Either you intend to buy or you intend to go without. It would be unethical for me to interfere with your decision-making process. It's there in the name, surplus. Of course you would.
For pity's sake, is it the pump? Industrial science is mostly theory, they said. You won't have to put your knowledge into practice for years, they said. Now the fountain's broken and I can't. Useless. I'm useless. We had an avalanche recently, not far from the dome. One of these fountains stopped working around the same time. Stands to reason something must have been jostled loose. I recently placed into the industrial sciences, so I've been entrusted to fix the issue. But I've never had to put my knowledge into application before. It's not going well. You must be an agent of the architect. The panel here controls the intake and outtake for the fountains. I'd start there.
Too much on my mind for idle numerical chit-chat.
What a lamentable state of affairs. I remember the days when Laplace's garden lived up to its estimable purpose. Now look at it. The fountain in disrepair, pedagogy in the park, even the lights above our heads have winked out like stars taken down from the sky. Nevertheless, one must persist. The plan is good. The shadow of ignorance cannot withstand its light. I knew you had a knowledgeable look about you. That would be wonderful. Thank you, dear. There's a panel just here. I will supervise from a respectable distance, but know that I am with you in theory, like the architect's own guiding hand.
Cause trouble and I will school you. Chapter and verse. What is with the anomalous behavior?
Welcome back, Agent. I trust Laplace's garden is treating you well? In what manner can I assist you? Impossible, I'm afraid. The Protectorate is rather well entrenched at present, and nothing short of an all-out siege is likely to dislodge them. If you're determined, I recommend consulting with the presiding bishop on the matter. She can tell you more. Oh, yes, I'm aware. Better to know the spy in our midst than receive a replacement more capable of evading notice. Besides, Miss Doyle's harmless, and she serves the best convictions at the parlor, bar none. Has she now? Out of schedule. No matter. You should do as she asks. Get her that sample. This is an unparalleled opportunity to see the shape of Sub Rosa's web. We only need plant the right fly. After collecting the sample, mix it with this liquid tracer. It'll make the drug functionally inert and allow us to track it wherever it shows up next. I did not become the Oracle Laureate by getting caught with my pencil down. Here, take this key. It will grant you access to water reconditioning, which you can find on the eastern side of the garden. You will also need this passcode for the terminal inside.
Cause trouble, and I will school you, chapter and verse.
I hope you have good news for me. I knew I had the right person for the job. You've saved me quite the headache. Your reward, as promised. Likewise. I'll remain in the garden a little while longer, but it would be best if we limited contact with one another. No offense. But who knows? The plan mystifies even the greatest minds. Perhaps our paths will intersect again someday.
Welcome back, Agent. I trust Laplace's garden is treating you well? In what manner can I assist you? And how did she receive it? Indeed you are. A specimen of superb subterfuge. Pity the Department of Preemptive Causal Redirection was shut down years ago. You'd have been a natural candidate. You made the right choice cooperating with the Order in this matter. Please accept this primer. It's a concoction of my own design. I foresee it being of great value to you. I thought you understood what we were trying to accomplish here. Well, I would not be a very good scientist if I kept my mind closed to other perspectives. Make your case, and I promise to listen. There have been withdrawal issues for those cycled out of the study, but in future, under static conditions, that shouldn't be a concern. Would you accuse someone of being addicted to the air they breathe, or food they consume? If a drug benefits survival and progress, I fail to see the issue. You've had your say, but I have failed to hear a solid justification for discontinuing the study. Your request is rejected. To preserve the integrity of the experiment, please don't bring this matter up again, with me or with anyone else. Don't we all?
A visitor? It's for the best that you're talking to me now instead of mid-work. I do seem to have a slight propensity for stabbing randomly with my tools when interrupted, but I suppose that's enough time spinning in the statements column. Speak away. What are you... Beckett. Another prediction that he hasn't seen fit to notify me about. A more cynical exemplar might posit his doing this to be intentional. If you're here, I imagine you aim to petition the presiding bishop for her support, which is hardly a surprise. She is the most important individual in Arcadia. Not if I cannot gauge for certain if you can be trusted. I cannot allow just anyone to wander into Ruth's quarters. But there is something you could do to prove yourself worthy. A myriad of cultists have taken over the settlement of Newton, which is a nearby site of historical but not strategic significance. I want them gone. Once there was a bridge stretching from the settlement to the archive, but it was destroyed by a rift. Best keep your distance should you travel there. From what I understand, Vicar Levin's continued existence is a mere side effect of whatever personal vendetta you happen to be attending to. I'm pleased he does not lie among the ranks of the dead, but I will need a more tangible effort on your part to trust you. If the Order could predict the future infallibly, my mentors would be alive. Seers become less accurate the more specific and more distant the prediction. All that aside, you shall need the Order's trust if you wish to see Ruth. This task will allow that. Journey to Newton. Eliminate the cultists to a person. Then we may speak of getting you an audience with Ruth. Newton contains the Six Pillars Chantry, which was one of the first temples founded after Arcadia's colonization. It's over 100 years old. The cultists are likely profaning it. But even if they aren't, I don't want them there. Our loss of Newton is symbolic. If we cannot protect it, how can we protect Arcadia? You're results-oriented. I can understand that. Fine. Expect a tangible reward on top of the Order's goodwill. I'll withhold my appreciation until this task is complete. May you act within the equation's confines.
Probably best to mention this to Asa before we smear blood all over Newton.
I always find I work best when undistracted. One could say I find the cultist at Newton quite the interruption to my focus. Now, how might we be of use to one another? I scarcely take time to engage in idle conversation, but perhaps this will be illuminating in some fashion. Who told you about that? Were there an experiment being conducted here involving any kind of medicament? Confirming its existence would compromise it. The theoretical existence or non-existence of Order experiments are strictly within the Order's purview. It doesn't concern you. You are giving me cranial neuralgia. If you really want to bother someone about this, bother Beckett. Maybe he'll predict your arrival. Specifically, a phlogistinated firearm, capable of tunneling through reinforced armor. Broadly, weaponry, research, anything capable of giving our exemplars an edge. Great. I was just thinking, I'd love for a stranger to come along and patronize me so I could blindly hand them experimental Order technology. I have nothing but respect for Ruth. Without her guidance, the Order may never have found the strength to dissolve its protectorate bonds. If I had to dig for the smallest critique, I'd note that she shoulders too much. If she collapses beneath the strain, the Order will be rudderless. This we cannot afford. I generally prefer to keep discussions relevant.
You have a very non-scholarly look about you.
go unseen. Talk to him, but I'm not ready.
Replenishing. It appears we've dealt with all of them. Ah, that was a close one.
Soldier, please assess your pain on a variable scale of 1 to 100. 1 being entirely pain-free, and 100 being the worst pain you can imagine.
You know, you strike me as someone with a very small...
I have nothing to
published
say,
work.
unless you want to discuss the inverse of the Planck function, in which case I'll talk your ear off.
Not in the mood for a random interaction, thank you.
The plan is always in motion, so move along.
No reason to reason with you.
Please keep your behavior within acceptable parameters.
Hello, farewell. Thank you for this officially compact conversation.
Do you see these magnificent weapons? They have the greatest destruction.
I can tell we have little crossover.
No lectures, please.
Another object, just gone.
Excuse me, I don't think you have the authorization.
It's fine, but don't get too close.
All the items we put into the rift, they've been reconstituted.
But in a state far different from their original configuration. Fascinating. Sir, on rare occasion, the plan provides two... God damn it. Revert it to its previous state. Device? It's open again. Quickly, record all the relevant data and take down your observations. Ah, that's better. Assistant, make a note of how the rift is has reverted. Timing seems similar to the last state change. But is that indicative of the properties of the rift or of the device? Assistant, activate the monitoring equipment and take readings. Reverted again! Infuriating!
Captain, I fear I have a confession to make. I have found being present on Cloister unappealing. And how did you sleep?
Decidedly horrible. Was any Cobra, I'd be dead. Those protectorate loudspeakers playing all night.
I can't stop it.
Spare me your sales pitch.
Your copywriter in inclusive marketing, whose sloganeering was a bit too town vibrant Arcadian market. Stale Aston. We can't exactly ride back home, so you're to go to assistant sending song. Let's see.
Schedule an appointment if you need to talk to me.
Hey, you there. I got a job that needs doing if you've got the time. It pays, of course. I need help finding some lost supplies. Of course. Wouldn't trust someone who takes a job without knowing about it first. It's like this. The dullards in orbit dropped a slew of pods in the wrong place. One of them has a critical crate of supplies in it. Find it and bring it back. Real simple, see? Job's a simple one. Can't rightly figure what else needs jawing about. Missing parts for Auntie's Choice of standard infantry boots, sizes 6 to 14. They botched it and dropped a whole mess of them, but I only need you to lay hands on the one. Don't stress your brain pan over it, friend. Wouldn't go messing around with them if I was you anyhow. Leave them be. Might be stuffed to the rafters with mantisaurs, and merciful law, there's no labels on the pods. Guess the faster delivery is like to be more profitable than waiting for some rube who'd make a proper mess of it. Right. You got yourself a deal, friend.
Sir, the extra food drop has landed somewhere off target over in order territory. Exactly where I wanted it. There, don't hide, mind you, but I give them 30 minutes. Minutes before they came. New customers. Wine and something. And indeed, sir. I'll have to remember.
That bridge has seen better days.
Time to earn. Back in business. Out of sight and on the way.
Hey, got a distraction for you. Over here. Give the order and I'll...
The enemy. Lay low, Commander. Medic order.
Commander, when is the patrol back?
All clear. What are you doing here?
Hey!
Sir, the extra food drop has landed somewhere off target over in order territory. Exactly where I wanted it. There, don't hide, mind you, I give them 30 minutes.
Wouldn't be wise wandering across that path. Liquidate him!
Things take time, Commander.
Raring to go.
Guns locked and loaded. It's combat.
Rifle pack, out!
Commander, watch your vitals! Got your seat. Let's go.
Let's get you healed. Someone call for a medic.
Hey, got a distraction for you. Over here. Free hole in the head, ready to win. For your command.
Practicing some battlefield medicine.